In this conference this year, we've got something like 500 people. I think there might be a few more than that looking around the room. When we first met in 2001, is anyone else here who was at the 2001 meeting? Peter, Tony, I think there, Gordon. So we have a few of us that have managed to be at every conference since 2001. And there were 49 of us in a rather lovely classroom in Lebanese American University's Beirut campus. So it's a great pleasure to be here 10 years later and to have 500 people in the room. And during that time in the United Arab Emirates, there's been something like 5 million people have joined the population of this country. So as you walk around the conference, you may notice some of these little badges here. And the first 200 people or so that came to the conference are wearing those with pride, I hope. So this was in the celebration of the 40th birthday of this country and the union that was signed at the top of Beach Road 40 years ago. And it is great sadness that the gentleman in this, that there's no one who's still living of those visionary leaders of that group. But do talk to the badge holders if you're interested in learning more about what that means for the people here, and talk to them about that 40th birthday party. Perhaps we should have a show of hands now for those that are returning to this conference. Who's been to a conference here before? That's quite a few hands there. And who hasn't been to the conference before? Okay, and quite a few hands there too. So for those that haven't been to the conference before, we're trying some new techniques to help you to meet those that have and get the most out of this conference that you can. And I'd like to talk to that a little bit in a moment. Last year we tackled the theme about student success. We looked at retention, performance, and we looked at student success. And this year we're trying to tackle the theme about creating a world of opportunity. And again, we've embraced students at the heart of that subject. We have a student speaker again this year who has won the student speaker contest. We have a student choir tonight at the gala dinner. We have some PhD students, I think, from Khalifa University. I'm just looking for them somewhere in the room. And I think that attests well to the development of this conference over the years in terms of the role that students play in all of our lives and what the focus is of our work in terms of trying to enable their success and create opportunity. Last year we had the pleasure to start this conference by recognizing some of the extraordinary projects that you had focused on in delivering student success at your institutions. So this year I'm going to ask for a friend to help me here, Tony Roach, wherever you are, to just call out this year's winners of the Client Awards around creating student opportunity. And the first of those is the project with Paris-Sorbonne University in Abu Dhabi. And I think we have Mohammed Javid representing Paris-Sorbonne University. I'm looking for Mohammed. Please do join Tony here. And that project has really created some very interesting new collaboration between Paris and some very traditional universities in Paris and Abu Dhabi. Mohammed, it's a pleasure to recognize your achievements there. Thank you. I'm told that Michael Bruder is accepting the award on behalf of Zayed University. Michael, I think I saw you at the front there. And in this project here, we've really an unrelenting pursuit of supporting strategies and services for students in terms of providing further assessment, tools for them, and the improvement of student learning. As in last year, we have a Saudi university winning an award again. And this year, it's a great pleasure to welcome King Abdulaziz University and Dr. Naman to the stage for the extraordinary work that they have been doing in creating research collaboration, innovation, and opportunities for students in terms of creating new businesses. And the final award we'd like to call out is for Emirates Academy of Hospitality and Management. And their I think we have Grace representing the team from there. And we're actually, we're very close to their institution. It's actually exactly the other side of the road there. So Grace has perhaps had the shortest journey of any of us today. And there we have a project involved in creating better services for the students that the institution serves through better constituent services. One of the questions that you've asked us in terms of the awards is, well, what's happened to my achievements? And we couldn't call out 35 awards in the interest of time this morning. So we've come up with a different strategy this year. If you care to take a look at your conference badges, if you've got one that says, I've helped build a world of opportunity for my students, we did listen to your achievement, and that's what's on your badge. So maybe you could give us all a quick wave if you have one of those. Now, I'm told there's 30 badges and 31 of you. I'm not sure how that works. But for those that are new to the conference, and you see someone with one of those badges that says, I've helped build a world of opportunity for my students, please take the opportunity to say hello to them and find out a little bit about their project and how that project has been helping the students in their institution. Thank you all very much indeed, by the way, for contributing to that and making that suggestion. I mentioned the student collaboration at the heart of the conference, and it's a pleasure again to have the opportunity to introduce the student winner, second speaker this morning, and that's 3 years' worth of student speakers at the heart of the conference proceedings, and we'll say a little more as we introduce him to the stage. We had some good discussion at the reception last night about Twitter and Facebook, and some discussion about what tweets were and how they would help and what we would be doing at this conference with these. We have created the opportunity to follow the changes and room changes and progress of this event live. So for those of you that are into tweeting, you have the opportunity to do that here. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, find someone in a blue shirt or a black shirt and ask them to help you find these resources associated with the conference. At the same time, we're going to be posting conference proceedings onto Facebook. So hopefully that's going to help us navigate this conference well and enable you to get to all the sessions that you want to and learn about any changes that have taken place in the agenda in terms of the logistics there. So we will try to get back onto the timing here. If you see someone in a black, mainly wearing black shirts, I think I'm looking for Michelle here. Black shirts for your team? Okay, so if you see the ladies in the black shirts, they're the people that are making all of this conference possible for us. So if you have any questions about housekeeping or any questions about your session, if you're a speaker or you're trying to get to a session, please direct your questions to one of that team. For the SunGard Higher Education team, I think we're in a blue shirt day. Does that sound right? Yeah, I'm getting some nods there. Maybe you can do us a quick wave as well. So the SunGard Higher Education team, with a couple of exceptions, self included, are wearing blue shirts there. And please also reach out to them for help as you need. I'd like to just make a final call out in terms of student success to Fatima Al-Katabi from UAE University. Fatima, are you here this morning? I spoke with Fatima last night, and Fatima reached out to speak with SunGard Higher Education last year about her project that had taken place at the Ministry of Higher Education and Scientific Research in the UAE. And Fatima asked whether she could incorporate some study about that project into her MBA program. And it was a great pleasure last night to learn from Fatima that she was successful in that program there. She's in the Deanship of Registration and Admissions, I think, at the university there. And we also talked about some of the other opportunities, some of the other things Fatima is doing, and I think it was a great example for this conference. She told me that she'd learnt to swim, which I think from a family from Al Ain is actually a fantastic achievement. And we also talked about driving, and I think that was in the same year as passing her MBA, she also passed her driving test. So Fatima, it's a great pleasure to hear about your success there, and thank you for the support at the conference. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce the first of our keynote speakers today.